Hello guys, so here's the application that I have created, and I have used iFormBuilder API to save my records and retrieve them. So this is the basic form that I'm using, and once I submit the request, it will save my records in this form that I have created in my online account. So let's submit the form. So once I submit the form, as you can see, it will send a call request, and the data will get inserted here in this form, and it has also been assigned to a particular user. Here is a page that will retrieve all the records that have been inserted in this form. So if I refresh this page, I will get my new record that has been inserted. So let's see the code. So this is the index page that will load the form. This is the view. It contains all the HTML for the form, and I'm using Bootstrap framework. So once the user submits the form, it will use this instance of this class, and it will save the data. So let's see this class. So the iFormBuilder API is our main class, which implements the form API interface, which has three methods: get instance, save data, and get data. As you can see, the properties and the keys that I'm using are private, because we are not going to use it in other classes, or we don't want to make it public as to ensure the security. I have implemented the singleton pattern here because it makes sense to use a single instance of this class every time you refresh a page, and whenever the user wants to get data or save data, it will return the same instance that was created at the start of the application. I also try to create a method to generate access token dynamically, and I followed the steps provided, but somehow there was some small mistake, so it didn't work. This is the method to send the call request, and it accepts the URL and the fields, and also checks if it's a post method or a get method. So I have set all the parameters here. As you can see, it will set the URL, check if it's a post or get, and then based on the access token provided, we'll send the request. So this is our main method to save the data. So once the user submits the data using the form, this method will get called, and as you can see, I have processed the URL and fields, and I will send the request. So if the record is successfully saved, I will get an ID in the form of response, and I will use that ID of that new record and assign it to my user, and I will send a request again. There is also a get data method which retrieves all the records entered in that form, and this is basically URL, and I will just get the response in the form of JSON, and I will process it to display it on the page. The main reason of using the form API interface it is being implemented by this API. So if in future some user wants to use some another API, they can just use that instance, because we are making sure that whatever APIs are implemented over an application will adhere to this interface or contract, and in this way we will try to align the solid principles in object-oriented programming. And so even if I use some another API, it will guarantee that I will have the get instance and save data methods, and so there will be no changes in code, and there will be very minimal changes. So that's what I have tried to come up with. And I have used the composer to create a namespace for this application. And here is the source code and the directory structure. um, yeah, I think that's pretty much that what I have done for this application. Thank you.